Well, hello everybody. Time for another unboxing. I didn't think I'd be doing the first unboxing, much less two unboxings. I don't know what's getting in my head here, but I'm actually spending money that I don't know. It's only money, right? So as long as you're not making yourself poor and not depriving, not paying your bills, as long as it's, entertainment money, there's worse things you can spend your money on. You could be going to the casino, be going out playing golf, which is who knows how much that is around nowadays. Fishing, whatever, cars, whatever. So my little tabletop hobby, I guess, all things considered, is pretty economical. So as you can see here, we do have a package from PLAAY.com, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to get, so I just decided to go for, well, we'll find out. Let's do it this way. Now they put this in the mailbox. Hopefully they didn't bend it up too bad. You can see it did kind of tear a little bit here. But they did put this in the mailbox instead of bringing it out and put it on the porch. So it was kind of like a little bit folded up, not too severely, but I'm hoping nothing got really, badly in there. So we flip it over and we got the, you can see here that it is fastened. It is fastened. Nothing's been opened before. This is all strictly glued on. The glue is still intact. So we won't be causing Kirk Berglund to have convulsions about an non-genuine unboxing. So unauthentic unbagging in this case, unboxing, unbagging, whatever you want to call it. So now we'll go ahead and pull it apart. And let's just see what Mr. Abalone and Company have sent me based on what I ordered. Flip this over. Interesting this time around. They did not send me they usually send that little flyer, that little thing that says, thank you for ordering, blah, blah, blah. This was just an invoice copy. I'm not going to show the invoice. It's got information on it that I don't want shown. But anyway, it's got, it does have, and I don't know if I can show this without dipping too much. You can see it's got thanks for Keith. He wrote it in there manually. So like I said, normally it's on that little letter if you've gotten stuff and play games before, you know what we're talking about. So first thing I wanted to do was talk about modern baseball. I know I'm saying I'm going to try to get into the modern game. I've been saying it for a couple of years, but this year I want to really try it because I'm starting with opening day in the real Major League season. I'm going to try to follow it all along so that by the November, December of this year, I'm fully invested so that next time the next seasons come around, I'll be ready to go. So one of the ways I thought it might help me to do it is to get a modern season. So what I purchased was the 2025 Pro Season set. Now, Kurt Berglund did put one out, big color cards and everything else for $79. But this one is a standard version where I'm going to get 800 cards. I'm sorry, 1,000 cards versus the 800 or so that were in the other cards. So I wanted more cards because if I want to try to play a replay or something, I want to have as many cards as possible. Of course, the great thing about History Maker Baseball is that I can create my own cards for the missing players in no time. So it's very, very easy to do. So let's get the plastic off of this and see what they look like and what comes with the 2025 set. You see right there, it says we're excited. Well, you can read it for yourself. You don't need me to read that stuff. You can pause it here. You can pause the video and read as much as you want if you like. It's all here. So there you go. Suggested lineups. I assume that's what that is. Suggested lineup. Yep, suggesting batting orders and lineups. Then we have the umpire cards, and they said they were going to have a whole bunch of umpire cards. So I'm I'll be curious to see just how many umpires they have. So we're going to add them up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 by 4 is 32. So you got 32 umpires here. We got 30. I'm sorry, we got 32 right here. So that's a total of 64 umpires. And then we have 28 more. So 64 and 28. What is that's what, 92? 92 umpires? Were there 92 umpires in the major leagues? I don't know. There may have been. Possible. And then, of course, there's a blank copy here. Or is that the bottom, the back of something? That's the back of something else. So we got to flip. That was on the back side. Now I got to flip it over to get the actual cards. So there's your favorite umpires. Now, I don't know if the next year, if either History Maker or anybody else will adapt the ABS strike calls to challenge umpire calls. This is the only game that has umpires. So I guess you could do that, or it may just be figured into their ratings. So if the umpires get challenged a lot and they're wrong, I'm sure that's going to probably go into the data for making these umpires. So one of the more, if I can find him, I don't know if these are in alphabetical order. They are in alphabetical order. So let me find the biggest culprit, Mr. C.B. Buckner. He's infamous for being that. It used to be Joe West, but Joe West is retired. So now C.B. Buckner is the ultimate questionable umpire. And, of course, we start out with the Baltimore Orioles. We have the pitching cards here for Baltimore. And, of course, with PLAAY.com, they are perforated, so you have to fold in the sides. But you got to be careful, because if you're not careful, you will rip the cards for sure. But if you fold these things on the side and then fold them back in, they should pop right off, basically, with not much damage there. So the Orioles, and let's do it on this side. Obviously, got to do it on both sides. You want to get the cards out of there. And I realize a lot of these players are going to be with different teams or whatever, but I still want to get to know the players. And I thought this might be a good way to do it. Rather than do Strat-O-Matic or some other game engine, I thought I'd do it this way. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 18 pitchers right here. And the Orioles also have, let's see here, they got another pitcher here, that's 20. So they have 21 pitchers, and it looks like they have 19 position players. They got the 18 here, plus the 1 here. So if I'm counting this right, what is carded is 19 position players. This is for the Orioles. 19 position players. And, well, wait a minute. I could be wrong on this, because there's some pitchers over here too. So let's redo this. Some of these aren't pitchers. Some of these they're mixed in here. So I'm getting confused here. Let me total this up for the pitchers. Pitchers only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got 11 pitchers on that page. And we have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then we have 20, 21, and 22. So I'm counting 22 pitchers on the Orioles. 22 pitchers. Unless there's more in the background, extra players, there could be. Not saying there's not. I don't know. You go to the back of the National League and see if there's anything behind them. I doubt it. No, it looks like that's it. So it's 22 Oriole pitchers. Now let's check the Oriole hitters. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I've got, looks like there's 40 players, 18 pitchers and 22. I'm sorry, 22 pitchers and 18 batters for the Orioles. And I got a funny feeling that's probably going to be pretty consistent with the whole thing. So again, trying to learn the modern game a little bit better so I can watch it more efficiently in this, current season that's going on right now. And let's see here. Now, you notice there's some symbols here, and it says that on the opening sheet that came with the game, we have burst symbols and clover symbols. Burst symbols indicate the player was on the team's roster at the start of the season, but later moved to a different team. Clover symbols indicate the player did not begin the season with the team. Rather, he was acquired from another team during the season. So if you look at the Orioles, Ryan O'Hearn and Cedric Mullins, they started the season with the Orioles and then got traded. And since the Orioles were out of the pennant race, and also Brian Baker, same way. Brian Baker's the same way. He's got that burst symbol as well. But since they were, and so does Sir Anthony Dominguez. But since they were out of the playoffs, they're not going to have any of the other symbols because they're not going to acquire people. They're trading guys away for prospects. So if you get to the better teams that may have acquired some folks, then you'll see the burst symbol. I mean, not the burst symbol. You see the clover symbol. Probably on contenders like, the Dodgers or somebody would probably have that. Maybe Milwaukee might have it. Can I find a clover? Looking for a 4-leaf clover on somebody. Well, my luck is I can't find it. Oh, well, so much for that. Trust me, I guess it's there. Would the Mets have acquired anyone? Yes, there you go. See, Cedric Mullins, who was with Baltimore with the burst, is on the Mets with the clover. So there you go. That's the way they did it. So I'm going to give that a go. I'm not going to do any kind of replay or anything. This is something I'm going to do on my own just to try to learn the game. I do have the computer 2025 on the Action PC, so I can play a few games and maybe use that for input or whatever, but probably not going to do much of a replay on that. And the other thing I like to do, well, what PLAAY is most known for is their fictional set. So I did go ahead and splurge and get the color version of the fictional set with the pre-made team names. So we do have the New England Minutemen and so forth it's a nice little picture here on the back. That's pretty neat. Didn't know that was there. That's something worth keeping. Baseball America here. I don't know where that picture is actually coming from. Looks like Toronto. Looks like it might be a game from Toronto. Looks like their uniforms. Maybe the Orioles. I don't know. Hard to say. But now I got to figure out how to open the thing. Is there a flap to open it, or do I just pull it apart? It looks like there's a flap right here. Okay. There is a flap. So here we go. There is a flap. And this should also have the umpires and all that good stuff with it as well, you would think, if it's typical PLAAY stuff. So there you have the New England Minutemen. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 18 players plus 6 more. So that's 24 players on the Minutemen. 24 players. So let's see what we got here as far as pitchers and position players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitchers there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it looks like 12 and 12. 12 pitchers, 12 batters for 24 players. That's pretty standard. That's what they do. The Barrelman. The, who is this? The Nashville High Notes. Nice colored cards. I like those. The St. Louis Showboats, not to be confused with the High Notes, the Showboats. The Charlotte Challengers. The Las Vegas Big Shots with their blue and green. The Vancouver Voyagers in their green and yellow. The Montreal Royal Blues. The San Antonio Six Guns, which are right here. the New York Skyliners in their kind of New York Met colors. And, of course, the famous Buffalo Bees in their gold. And then the Chicago Brawlers. Oops. Chicago Brawlers. And let me finish out the rest of the list here. We've got the last team. Well, that is the last team is Chicago. And then we have 2 pages of free agents. Both of these pages are free agents. So we have, looks like 18 free agent position players and 18 free agent pitchers. So what I'll probably do, like I usually do, and it's got a little circle, you can actually, I guess maybe assign them to somebody, but I'll probably just leave that blank, I would imagine. But what I'm going to do is most likely, I think 12 pitchers is enough. So what I'm going to do is take 12 of the 18 position players are going to be drafted into the league, 1 to each team. And the other guys will be in reserve in case there's injuries or whatever. But that's the way they have it. We have the ballpark cards. And, of course, the world-famous Biddy Beer Ballpark. Then we have our umpires. And we have a list of, let's see, looks like 32 umpires. So if there's a 4-man crew, that's 8 series. And there are only 12 teams, so you can only have 6 series. So you're going to have umpires aren't even going to be used. So I'll try to pick out the best umpires I can find and get a mixture of qualities on all the umpires. And then, of course, we have the intro to the Baseball America set along with the projected records, which you need to do the universal part here. So as we look at some of these teams, it appears that according to their philosophy as far as the way the teams are built, that the New York team is scheduled to be the best team with 100 projected wins, and the scheduled worst team by far is Las Vegas with 108 projected losses. But there's quite a few teams like New England's 81 and 81. So, I mean, they're right there together. It's just a little blurb here about the Baseball America set. That's all that is. And, of course, really like this. I'm going to keep this just for aesthetics. I'm going to keep this handy. So there you go. I spent a little bit of money. It was either that or get the Strat-O-Matic 25 set with the extra players. They were about the same amount of money. I can either get both of these sets shipped to me for free, or I could get the 25 set from Strat-O-Matic with the extra players, pay their ungodly shipping, and it'd be about the same price. So I went with the latter. So there you go. Baseball America 2026 plus the 2000. Oops, I hit the mute button by mistake. What I'm going to do now is put everybody on their. I'm going to set the fictional set to the side briefly. Put it back in its little container. Later on, I'll put it back in its little plastic container. But what I'm going to do now, this evening, not right now, but this evening, is I'm going to go through and obviously, before I even unperforate the cards, I'm going to go through and look at the rosters, the actual players, and find out who is missing from each team. And if they're on the opening day roster, I will create them a card for them. If they're not on the opening day roster, then I won't worry about it until the time comes. But I want to have everybody have their opening day rosters filled with all 26 players or whatever it was for the season opener on the 25 season. So that's it. Just a brief little thing, nothing fancy. Nothing that needed guns or anything like that. Just a quick little blurb showing that, yes, I do have, I'm frugal and cheap as you know what, but I did break down and spend a little bit of money. So I think everything together, if you order the 2 sets, it's right around $100, I think, for the 2 combined. I'd have to go look at the little piece of paper that they sent me. I think I put it in here now. It's not important. Like I said, it's about what I would spend for the. It was a little over $100 if I got the Strat set with the extra players mailed to me. This was $103. Yep. So it would have been more than $103 just for the Strat 25 set. And I may go back and get the 25 set, but I'll do that when, like I did the 24 set. I'll do that when Strat has a special on shipping or whatever, and I'll bulk order. That's what I usually do. But they come out so late with the 25 set that it's just not, not like I'm urging to get the Strat set and play it. I can play it anytime I want. All right, so that's going to do it from here. Just a quick little blurb. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. And tomorrow morning, I'm recording this on Monday, March the 30th, around 6-ish in the evening, 6:30 in the evening. So March 31st, Tuesday, back to the Strat-O-Matic 1987 replay. It'll be the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles, Jack Morris against Dave Schmidt. But that will be tomorrow morning around 9 Eastern. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.